Welcome back, everyone, to Fortunica's View of the World. Today, I have with me Smita Roy. I know many of you recognize her from earlier events at Fortunica. Thank you for joining me here. Would you like to give a brief introduction for those who may not know you?
Yeah, sure. Hi, this is Smita Roy. I have been an advisor with Fortunica for about, I think, a little more than 2 years now. And I think it's a brilliant platform to be on as an advisor. And with the kind of responses that I get, I think most of the clients are too comfortable talking out there because, you can just be yourself. You can talk freely at your own time. And it's a beautiful platform, and I get to meet so many beautiful people all across. So I'm just looking forward to connecting with more and more people every single day. Like, it's an exciting journey, I should say.
Wonderful. Well, before we get into our topics today, I just want to remind everyone that the forecasts today are for entertainment purposes only. Fortunica is the number one app in Europe, and we are gaining followers from all over the world. The View of the World podcast is something new that we are sharing to help everyone adjust to the world we are living in today. The Fortunica app allows individuals to get advice, guidance, and lessons about life in general. We have been around since 2010 and work very closely with life coaches, psychics, mediums, astrologers, energy healers, certified therapists, and so much more. A lot of people have questions that they don't feel comfortable talking about with friends or family. The app is very simple to use. It is free to register on the app, and there is a lot of free material to help uplift you throughout your day. The best part about Fortunica is you are allowed to move at your own comfort level. You decide who or if you want to engage in a conversation with an advisor. You get to remain anonymous, and you determine the depth of the conversations. It is very difficult today to maintain a positive attitude because everyone wants to know what is coming next. Smita, I
Absolutely.
want to thank you for joining me, first of all, and I hope that you are all ready to jump in and give some hope to people who are finding the day to day grind depressing. Can
Right,
I ask you?
absolutely. Yes, please. I'm sorry. I keep
No,
interrupting you.
can I ask you what do you advise users to do to have another view of the world?
Well, simply put, I would just say, just like we have the hangman card in the tarot, where like the first view that you get of this card is, a person is hanging upside down from a tree. And you'll be like, why would someone want to do that? But the deeper aspect of this card is that this person is hanging there by his own will, and he's just having a different view of the world. He's just looking at it from a different perspective. And I would say that people should take some time, whatever inputs that they're getting, whatever news they get, or whatever you know uh, any kind of information that is coming and disturbing them in any manner. They should take some time, filter it, think about it, and think, why are these things happening, and how is it affecting me, and how I can do better in dealing with them. And this is something that is a proven fact, that if a majority number of people start thinking in a positive manner, like for example, we are in a situation where there's a war going on, and we all talk about it. We're all talking about, oh my God, there's a war going on. What's going to happen next? What is going to happen? And this fear is ruling us more than, and it's creating more damage than the war is actually doing. So instead, we should say that we do not need a war. We do not need this. We need peace. And let's peace out. Let's peace out with each other. Let's connect with our brethren. Who are we fighting? We are fellow humans. We have one earth to live on. This is the only place that we have. We don't have anywhere else to go. So let's just live in coexistence. So once we start thinking on these lines, there's going to be a wave of positivity that goes across the world, and it is going to change a lot of things that are happening in this world today. There just like the COVID wave happened. So when COVID struck again, it was a situation where there was panic all over. People couldn't move out, they couldn't greet each other, they don't know what's going to happen. If they step out, are they going to come back home, or are they just going to be, that's just going to be it? But we dealt through that wave. We dealt through it through positivity. I mean, look at Italy. They were singing on their balconies. Like,
Yes.
we can't connect with each other, no problem. I can see you from my window. I can see you through Zoom call. I can see you through, whichever connectivity. And yes, we are still connected. We are still in touch. And as long as there's communication that's happening, and as long as there is a connection that is happening, we can together, we can come together and spread this positive view, so that all of these negative things that are coming around, they're just nipped in the bud. So
You know,
we create a new world.
I understand completely what you're saying. I
Mhm.
think that too many people have problems relating to what you're saying. They because fear and the other emotions that come with fear are so dark, they're so heavy that they
Absolutely
almost limit people's ability to see past it.
true.
It's like
That's so true. I
it's
mean,
like
I have been seeing these videos of, the war-stricken countries that's happening. And the amazing thing that I loved out there is the people. They said they want to stand together no matter what happens. They are not even leaving their animals behind. They refuse to leave from there, that we are not going to leave our pets behind. And that's such a positive thing. I mean,
you're right.
that's so beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's very inspirational. But the the thing that I see happening in the world
Uh-huh.
today is that most people see it from their TV sets or from their phones.
Absolutely.
And to me, that is a disjointing of the world, because you're almost watching it like it's a TV show, a reality TV show. And that
Right.
and
And
so
that is where the problem lies, because we start believing everything that we see,
exactly.
which is not supposed to be done, because everything has to be taken with a pinch of salt. There's a lot of information that gets kept away, and a lot of information that is, that's just created, that's doctored to for the people, for the public to actually think in a certain manner. So I hope I'm not stepping on to any of the conspiracy theories out here and create a controversy, but it is a fact, because when we look at these things from a very spiritual and psychic point of view, we can see through what is happening. And what we try when we connect with people, I've had a lot of people connecting with me with regards to these aspects, like, they're just, so scared. They said, should we leave in this country? I mean, should we just go somewhere else? What are we supposed to do? What's our future? Is my career stable? Is my house going to be there?
Right.
And I'm like, where are you guys coming from? Like, with all of these things, I know it is very natural for anyone to have these fears, especially given the history of wars that we have all faced across the world. But today, that face has changed. Today, those things have changed. The war is more in the media than it is actually on the ground. So let's help each other out. Let's connect with each other as much as possible. A lot of people are actually doing that, and try and see an alternative as to how these things can be made better. The first thing is to shut off the television sets, or do a little bit of selective listening. I mean, it is important that you have to be updated with the recent happenings as to what is happening, but what you need to do is you need to also use your own mind. You need to use your own understanding, logic, rationality, And once you start putting all of these things into place, you will also be able to see through that how much of it is the truth and how much of it is just being fed to you.
But it's interesting that you say this because I almost feel like um, with how events occurred that led up to the virus,
Right.
that literally I felt as if people were being brainwashed to believe certain things, to feel certain ways. And the way it was done was so subtle. It was just by creating all of these reality TV stories, and
True.
people were just engrossed in it, and they started binge watching these things. And without realizing that they were normalizing the situations they were seeing in reality TV. I
True.
wa-
Absolutely.
it's so scary to watch a TV show where you have housewives who live in a specific state and they act like toddlers. They argue about everything and who said this and who did what. And you think normally if I was at an event with a bunch of my friends who I enjoyed hanging out with, would I be talking about those things? Would I be throwing wine across the table or, you know, but it was put out as entertainment. This is
True.
what makes you laugh. And you lowered your own inhibitions. You started
Exactly.
believing that this is how people will act. And if we had not been indoctrinated into that, if we had not been encouraged that this is normal society and this is how people act, and that it's so glamorous because they're on TV and you want, yeah, you want to be a part of it even for just a half an hour.
True.
That and
But
I
when
mean,
it comes into the news, we drop that filter of, yo, it's not entertainment, it's on the news, it's on a news channel.
well,
It's
if
true.
yes, but literally, some of these people have committed terrible crimes. And because we've watched them on TV every week, it's like, no, you can't arrest them for that. How terrible that you are taking them down for something that is so minor. And we normalize their crimes.
That's
We kind of uh, champion the fact that they were willing to commit a crime, and we did it.
I'm reminded of the Simpsons, with this, like, I don't know if you've been watching the show, but there have been so many instances where there's something coming on TV, and Homer goes saying, if it's on TV, false news. Even the advertisements, he starts believing that no, they're saying the truth because it's on TV. So that's the problem that is happening with the real world as well. The Simpsons is just
Oh no. So we just had a few technical issues right there, but hey, we're live. So this is what happens in our world. We have technical issues, we have small problems, and we keep rolling. So we were in a discussion about the TV show The Simpsons.
okay.
So you were saying something about The Simpsons show.
I was just saying that whenever we have, in a lot of episodes of The Simpsons, which is a satirical take on today's society, Homer goes saying that whenever something is on TV, that's the truth. It's like he takes the advertisements as seriously too. So that is what the current state of our society is turning into. And instead of all of us turning into Homer Simpsons, let's just be the viewers of Homer Simpson and use our rational mind and not be like him.
Okay.
So this
Uh,
would help curb the fear
okay.
that's going
Well,
around.
yes, you're absolutely right. Let's talk about how the Ukrainian people are
All right.
going to salvage their country. Are you seeing anything in your cards or getting any messages from your angels about what the future
Let's
of the
just check that
Ukrainian?
live. Let's check it live. Well, there is some external help that is going to come to the people of Ukraine. And the best part about Ukraine is that they have stood their ground. As I can see, they are not budging despite whatever is happening. And that is what is becoming an inspiration for the world, that we are not going to bow down to somebody who's going to bully us for whatever their reason is. And no matter what, we are going to stand because this is my home, this is my country, and I'm going to defend it. And seeing this, a lot of there would be some surprise elements, some unexpected help that Ukraine would be having, and this is going to lead them to a much higher position in the list of the countries around the world. So some major change is about to happen for them through this war, and it is going to be for the better, although right now the situation does not look like it. But be hopeful, better times are coming.
Okay. What about the Russian people? Not the government. Are they truly oblivious to what's going on?
Well, they're not oblivious to it. The Russian people are, the Russians are actually a quite merry lot of people. I mean, they like to be in a good space. They don't like war, although they are technically very sound. They are, they are a progressive nation. They have a great army and heavy ammunition, everything. But the people, the local level, on the ground level, the people, they just want everything to be at peace. They want their Ukrainian brothers and sisters to be fine and happy and safe. And a lot of people are actually trying to help them out. So what the cards tell me about the local people is that people, especially around the border areas, are helping each other out to, save them from the damages of the war and save their lives. So on the ground level, it's a different story. On the political level, well, we can all see what's happening.
Yeah. Is Putin going to actually remain in power?
I'm sorry, who?
Is Putin going
Okay.
to remain in power?
Uh, no.
Oh, is it
I
going to
think
happen? I'm sorry,
I
I
think
didn't.
he's going. No, no, it's all right. He's going to have some troubled times ahead, and whatever he's doing right now, we have received the justice card here. So whatever actions that he is taking, I think karma is going to catch up very soon, and he's going to have to pay for it.
That's kind
So
of good news, but I know that we are never supposed to wish anything
right,
bad on
I'm just
people.
it's not about wishing, or it's not about saying anything, because when I do a reading, when I pull out the cards, I just tell them straight up what the cards are talking. I'm not there, Smita Roy is not here, I'm just a voice who is speaking what the cards are showing. So, or whether any other ways of divination that I practice, so it's always the spirit who's talking through me, and this is all channelizing. So since we are talking on such a macro level here, this is a very strong spirit who has come around and telling us, giving us this very, very strong card. This is the judgment card, if you can see that.
Yeah.
Sorry, the justice card. And before this, in fact, we had the judgment card. So that's like a major arcana card, and it's a very, very strong sign that, well, there is a comeuppance happening, as it always does.
Well, that's a
Uh,
nice way to put it, comeuppance.
yes, I mean, in fact, I'll show you the comeuppance card. The comeuppance card is the Ten of Swords. The Ten of
Oh,
Swords is like, let's not say
oh,
it. Let's not spell it
wow.
out.
Okay,
So
okay.
the people who know the Ten of Swords, they know what I'm talking about.
You know, our hearts certainly go out to the Ukrainian people, and they are an inspiration. And I wish that people could understand that they don't have to wait for a war to join together, to come together. I mean, it's always been major events that have made people step up and help their neighbor. And I wish that we didn't wait for things like
I wish that too.
that.
Amen.
Let's take the topic to some lighter news, okay?
All
Let's
right.
go to some celebrity news. So
Okay.
Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are engaged again. Are they
Oh, well.
actually going to tie the knot this time?
All right. Let's say Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Oh, yes. I've got I've got very good cards, and in fact, cards signifying marriage. So, and there's a chance that probably by the end of this year, they could do this. They could go ahead and get married, because we've got the Four of Wands here. The Four of Wands is a marriage ceremony that's happening, that we can see. So yeah, there's a good movement. There's a positive shift in their relationship, as we can see. Probably why they've come back together, and also this is some kind of a karmic relationship that they have. They have a karmic connection with each other, and apart from that, they have met each other in previous lifetimes. So they have all this ancestral energy, which is guiding them and bringing them back together, and hoping that this time they stick around.
Oh,
So they
that's
have
kind of
some,
cool.
yes.
So, how is the other Jennifer handling this? Jennifer Garner was Ben Affleck's previous wife.
Right.
And how is she handling the upcoming nuptials for Jennifer Lopez and Ben?
Oh, well, she is a little bit, she's angry inside, but when, she says, let's let it be. It's okay.
Okay. All
But
right.
she's going to be fine eventually with it once this relationship goes ahead with the nuptials and everything. And finally, when they get married, she's going to be at peace.
Okay.
See,
How
Ben
about
Affleck has something with Jennifer's, you know.
it seems that way.
There is a karmic thing that's going on. I think it is Ben Affleck who is in the karmic position out here. So he has karma with people named Jennifer.
That's funny. But what about Alex Rodriguez? That was Jennifer Lopez's most recent ex. They didn't get married, but uh, they were engaged. How is he handling this?
He's completely blank. He is somebody who's more bothered about himself and how his life is going. And he's like, okay, she's not there. Okay, what's next for me? What's on the menu? Is there anything interesting? That's what
Oh
he's
wow.
doing right now.
So he's just enjoying the meal at the time that he's being served, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Let me ask you, uh, do you ever receive messages from famous people, people who passed on?
Yes, I do. And a lot of them have been Indian celebrities. I don't know how much of them would you know. Um, I received messages from this our one of our most famous and coveted singers, actors, directors, producers. I mean, he has been one man who has been simply out of the world even while he was alive. And this guy is known as Kishore Kumar. I don't know if you know him, but there are millions out there who definitely know him. I'm very sure about that. So yeah, so he has been a guiding force, and many a times he just comes up with different messages and telling me about certain things. He's also been there through times where or places that he just come there and stop me that okay, don't go further, don't go ahead, there's
Wow.
danger. So he's done that. So and besides him, I've had a visitation from Robin Williams.
Oh,
So and
has he brought
so,
any? Has he brought any
yeah.
interesting messages through?
Well, the most interesting thing that I personally asked him, is that he did a movie called What Dreams May Come. And
Yes.
when I had a visitation from him, I said, how close is it to the movie? And he just like, I could just sense laughter in my head. I was like, okay,
Wow.
I think that's an answer that I get. So
Wow.
it's quite close. It's quite close to, the afterlife that we talk about is quite close to what they have portrayed in that movie, and
Well,
that's kind of message that I got from him. And apart from him, in recent times, about last year, no, 2 years back, we lost a very young actor of our Indian film industry called Sushant Singh Rajput. And
mhm.
since the time that he went, this is a very, I don't know if it should become a controversial thing or not, but I was shown, I immediately had a visitation from him when he went away. It was the next day in the news that I find out that he's no more. And it was something like I had a vision. I was shown what was happening with him, and I was like, what was that? And it was very weird. But ever since then, he's been visiting me almost every single night that I sleep. He talks, or he'll show me things. And the main thing that he asks for is that he's still asking for justice. There was some injustice done upon him.
Wow.
So, well, I'm just hoping that justice prevails and it comes out, the truth comes out soon.
Well, are they investigating this?
There is an investigation that has been going on because his death was very sudden. The time that he died, a few days prior to that, his PRO died, and she just fell off uh, her balcony. And so people are saying that she was killed. And then after a few days, they found Sushant Singh Rajput hanging in his apartment. So
Oh,
that was
wow.
again, so that's become a major controversy around here because people are demanding for more in-depth investigation because he was such a wonderful person, so full of life. You cannot expect that kind of a person to actually kill himself. And well, the visitation, the spirit visitation and the visions that have been shown to me are to what a majority of the people believe, that he was probably facing some kind of injustice. And the main fact is that he did not kill himself. So I leave it on to the authorities now to give us the truth.
Wow. That's kind of interesting there. Very intriguing.
Yes, it's creepy too, but yeah, it's there.
Yeah. I imagine that when people come through like this to you,
Right.
all of this would be a little scary.
Actually, I've become quite used to it. The first time I actually had an experience with a spirit was when I was 6 years old.
Oh, okay.
So since then, this has been like a continuous process. So people who die, people who move on, many a times I don't even know that they're gone, but yet I know that either they have or they're going to go very soon. And by the ethics of magic, we are not supposed to speak about death per se or predict death. So I can only know it, keep it to myself, and then I'll be like, okay, I knew about this. Okay, so I'm prepared. So something, maybe this gift is just cushioning the blow for me, but yeah, it is there. And by now, I've become used to it. It's not creepy anymore. When I was a kid, I used to get scared because, it's like suddenly I'm talking to Maria. If Maria was sitting in front of me here in person, and then there's no Maria, disappeared into thin air. So what happens? So I've had those kind of experiences, and I am not schizophrenic for sure. I've checked myself. So if there are any doubters out there,
Oh, that's great.
I
You
can
have
always
some,
get around.
uh, I think you have some really great insights, and I'm grateful that you've taken the time to join me today. Uh, I'm really looking forward to speaking with you again, and I hope our viewers have enjoyed this little session as well. Please,
I hope
if
so
you
too.
like, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment. Feel free to ask a question in the comments and that we can ask on our next video. And I really am interested in hearing your views as a viewer on this discussion and any ideas that you bring to us for future discussions. If you want to get in touch with Smita Roy, you can find her on the Fortunica app. She is also a life coach. And if you are looking for guidance through these difficult times, you will want to get a session with her for sure. If you would like to see your favorite advisor featured here, leave their name in the comments. This has been a real pleasure, and I hope to see you all soon with more interesting interviews like this. Enjoy your day, leave the past behind you, and live in the now. I'm Maria Meyer. This is Smita Roy, and this is Fortunica's View of the World. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye. Take care.